Tonight, we're live in Farringdon on a huge day for the capital. It's Europe's largest ever construction project and one of London's most controversial. Conceived in the 80s, cancelled in the 90s and back on in the 2000s. Running from Berkshire in the west to Essex in the east. Cutting deep underground through central London.
This is where the passengers will be, eventually.
It's cost £19 billion. 10,000 workers have created an enormous new tunnel and built 10 gleaming new stations. An inspiring marvel of engineering. £4 billion over budget, nearly 4 years late. But now the Elizabeth line is here. Good evening and welcome. I'm Alice Bandercravi. Tonight we're in the brand new Farringdon station for a special programme on an historic day for the capital as the Elizabeth line opens, linking the east and west. The route runs from Reading in the west into central London with a spur off to Heathrow, and the line goes out to Shenfield in Essex and Abbey Wood in the east. So after years of construction and delays, the first passengers boarded the trains today, as our transport correspondent Tom Edwards reports.
Not a rock star, the opening of a railway. A day of mad excitement when transport itself became the main event.
This train will be calling at Tottenham Court Road.
Many Londoners got for the first time to see their brand new railway.
It's been great. Great meeting everybody and seeing everybody here. I'm very historic.
It's very important, isn't it? For the Queen, that's the main thing.
It's going to cut off probably about 40 minutes out of my journey.
When you first saw it, were you impressed?
Oh my God, like completely overwhelmed actually. We pulled into on the station near one of the cross platforms and it just, wow.
It's really nice, really nice. Very excited.
It's absolutely life-changing for us. We moved here 4 years ago for it, so been waiting for it for a long time. But now that it's here, it's going to cut my commute in half at least.
I think it's one of the best stations. It's fantastic, really good.
Paddington was evacuated first thing after passengers stirred up dust and set off a fire alarm, but it didn't last long. Over a decade ago, this is how the project started, deep in tunnels under the capital. We have followed the project. It was hit with delay after delay and went £4 billion over budget.
At the moment, we're just south of Paddington on our way to Hyde Park and then Bond Street.
And this is what it looks like now. It's quite the transformation. Nearly 4 years and £4 billion over budget. What this new line will do is redraw London.
Good to see you, man.
The mayor was on the line early. He says the line is part of the capital's recovery.
One of the things we've got to do is entice people from working from home to working back in their office, entice tourists back, enticing people back to the centre of our cities. What better way to do so than an air-conditioned, spacious walk-through train, cathedral-like stations. You can keep your distance.
But a dose of reality from government. Funding for Transport for London runs out in June.
Transport has changed in London, the commuters have changed in London, and so we're working very hard with the Mayor and with TfL to understand exactly what their requirement is, but also recognising that there will be reforms that need to be taken.
This project isn't finished yet. There are still challenges to come. But today, the opening of a new line that will radically change the capital. Tom Edwards, BBC London.
Well, this station is one of the 41 across the Elizabeth line, and Farringdon Station is now set to be one of the busiest in the UK, connecting with Thameslink and the London Underground to provide links with outer London, the home counties, the City, Canary Wharf and 3 of London's 5 airports. Earlier, I managed to take a look around.
Welcome to Farringdon Station. This is one of the new stations on the Elizabeth line that's open today. As you can see, we've got this amazing architecture. This ceiling is a nod to the Barbican Centre, and with this etched glass, which is a nod to Spitalfields, which is right next door.
Now, we've got a bit of a special feature here, a kind of slanted lift. Is that a unique thing to Farringdon?
On the Elizabeth line, we've got two sets of inclined lifts, one set here at Farringdon and also at Liverpool Street as well. And they are very special. You know, they're basically lifts on their sides, but they allow passengers with buggies to be able to get in and get out very easily. This is where we sort of come down into the platform level from the Barbican exit that we were just in. And of course, at the Barbican end, you've got step-free access to the London Underground station. And it's unique that, you know, Farringdon connects two London Underground stations together, so you can walk the entire length of the platform and get from Farringdon to Barbican without going outside.
Let's go and do that.
Use the full length of the platform and use full
So here we are. This is the Farringdon Integrated Ticket Hall, as we call it. Integrated because we have the Thameslink platforms and, of course, London Underground as well up there on the left. And this has got this amazing diamond ceiling, which is a nod to Hatton Garden, the local diamond district. And of course, we've got the Simon Purton art of the tumbling diamonds. It's called Avalanche, which again is a nod to the local area.
And just over there, the Thameslink platforms.
They are indeed, yeah.
I've bought some cushions from the Transport Museum and refashioned them into the main outer. I've had a special tube mat printed on the inside for the lining. It's taken quite a long time to build. Unfortunately, midway through, my old sewing machine died and I had to buy a new one, which meant it's slightly over budget, but would it really be a Crossrail themed waistcoat if it wasn't over budget and a little bit last minute?
Well, many Londoners made a special trip on one of the first trains to depart this morning. Lakshmi Gopal joined them on a very special journey.
Counting down to catching the first ever Elizabeth Line train.
3, 2, 1. Yay!
Hundreds queued for hours. It's been years of waiting for Crossrail. What's a little longer? Many dressed for the occasion in royal colours.
Well, I got a little bit of purple in my hair. All my friends were all wearing our purple t-shirts. Obviously, I've got my socks on at the ready.
I'm from South Carolina. And
you didn't travel all the way from South Carolina for this, did you?
I did.
No delays here. A punctual departure.
Here we go. Doors closing.
It's been 30 years in the making, so I had to come down from Manchester, especially just to be on the first train.
I've been waiting for this service since I was 4 years old. It was 2007 when the Crossrail Act was enacted, and I was 4 at the time.
The event turned strangers into friends.
In fact, we just met each other in the
exactly.
Oh, so you don't know each other?
No, we just met.
United by the Elizabeth Line.
Exactly. The Elizabeth Line unites people.
We just thought it was like a historic moment that we wanted to experience, basically.
And I live in Woolwich, so this is going to massively change my commute, which is really exciting.
Not everyone was caught up in the excitement, though.
I brought my son along with me. I thought it'd be really, really great for him to experience the first train going out from Woolwich on the Elizabeth Line. Unfortunately, he's fallen asleep.
Perhaps a better response from canine travellers?
Purple collar, yeah, especially for the Elizabeth Line opening, yeah. My dog's always been a bit of a fan of the trains as well. And thought just be a historic moment to bring her on board and with me and to be the first dog on the Elizabeth Line.
28 minutes later, the maiden voyage terminates at Paddington. You travelled thousands of miles to get here to make a 22-mile journey thereabouts. Was it worth it?
Definitely it was worth it. This has been an amazing day. It's one of the craziest days of my life, probably.
Purple train, purple train.
Today was about more than just a new and better commute. It was about marking an historic moment in the city's transport timeline.